Hi everyone! So today I'm going to be sharing with you guys all of my 2000s and 2010s Barbie playsets. They're not set up behind me right now because it took 2 days to film all of the playsets because I have so many, which is why this video is so long and why I delayed making it. Because I've gotten a lot of requests. A lot of times people ask me if I could make a video of all my dollhouses or all my cars, etc. And the reason why I chose to do it by decade instead is because I have a lot of random playsets that don't really fit into a category, and I also have way more of some types than other types, so I just figured it'd be more interesting to classify them by decade, and that's usually how I do things anyways. So in this video I'm going to be showing you all the playsets. I did set them up, however, due to the volume of them, I will be inserting pictures of what some of them look like closed up and of their accessories. The reason I don't pull out the accessories for the videos is because I already did that for Flickr, and it's really time consuming because I don't bag things by playsets. I put them with like items, so like all my doll pots and pans are in one area, all of my doll plants are in another. So just for the sake of time, and you can see them in better quality in pictures anyways, but I did include them in this video too. And as always, if you want to know more information about the variations of these playsets or what their functions are, or to see additional pictures of them, feel free to check out my Barbie Playsets album on Flickr. The only playsets that I did not include in this video are my Kelly playsets and my Happy Family playsets, and obviously Barbie playsets from other decades, simply because they are featured in other videos and I didn't want this to be any longer or more difficult than it already was. So I will link my Kelly playset video and my Happy Family playset video, as well as my 90s playset video and my 60s, 70s, and 80s video down below if you want to see. I have one for Brad's dolls too, but this is about Barbie, so. I also want to add that unlike how I usually do these videos, these playsets aren't organized in chronological order. Instead, I have them grouped by similar things. So I have like my cars, my campers, my kitchens, things like that, just because there was so many playsets to pull out of storage. That was the easiest way for me to do it based on where I keep them. And also, the last clip you're going to see here with my really big houses was filmed downstairs in my dad's room, not my sister's room, so the lighting might not be as great, but it just made more sense rather than hauling them all the way upstairs to do it in that room. Without further ado, I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you at the end. So this is the ice cream shop playset. Colleen bought this boxed at a flea market sometime in maybe 2002 or 2003. She got it from the same seller as her photographer Ken doll named Dave. We really liked restaurant playsets, so that's why we wanted this, but honestly it was kind of lame, only because like the structure itself is pretty nice, but it came with dough that you were supposed to put through this machine to make the ice cream cones, and obviously that kind of thing never really works out. It was so messy and we didn't like getting our doll stuff messy, so we just ended up with a bunch of ice cream cones and toppings, but those were still really useful anyways. It's very cute, and we did play with it from time to time.
So as you can see, there really isn't any actual ice cream, but there's lots of cones and fruit and other fun stuff to play with. I especially love the strawberries.
This is the Pizza Hut playset. We actually have two of these. The first one Colleen bought, I forget where, but she got it for her Skipper dolls, and she used to set it up in their bedroom a lot of the time, but we did use it as a regular Pizza Hut too. Our second one we got, I don't have it set up obviously, in the Kelly bin at the flea market in 2014, and that one's not complete, but it's nice having spare pieces. It would have been cooler if this was Papa Gino's, because that's where we used to always go with our dad as a kid. But Pizza Hut was cool. It's honestly really cheaply made. I know people rag on newer Barbie playsets, but this is super cheap and super flimsy, and I can honestly say that most of my like 2010 and onward playsets are a lot better quality. It came with really cool pizza though, and we've used it in photos and things a lot.
It's kind of sad that most of these pizzas are paper, but there were two plastic ones which are recycled molds from other playsets, and we really loved using those.
This is one of my favorites of all time. This is the Donut Shop playset. So we use this as our like Dunkin' Donuts, or we loved getting donuts on weekends with our dad growing up, so obviously our dolls did too. We got this, I want to say, at Ocean State Job Lot in maybe 2002. Colleen picked it out. We played with it all the time. It came with so many different kinds of donuts and juices and milks. And I remember my Mary-Kate and Ashley dolls would always get the same thing I would get. I would make them get Boston cream donuts with Dr. Pepper because that was my thing back then. And it had color change donuts. And this was like a little fryer thing. It's super cute. I love it a lot. And it's better quality than this one. It came with an impressive amount of pieces. And it's definitely one of my favorites. I love it almost as much as my 1980s Soda Shop.
Mattel did an awesome job on this playset. There's no cardboard and there's lots of donuts. The only thing I wished was there were separate donuts that you could take out of the box.
So these are the Bathworks shower playsets. Now, they're technically the same thing, but you can see there's color variants. I have a lot of color variants of playsets, but I just thought I'd show you both. So the first one Colleen bought for her Skipper dolls. I want to say it was this one with the purple chair. I don't know, I think I kind of mixed up some of the things. But you can actually pull these mirrors off and just have like a plain looking shower, and it has suction cups on the back so you can put it in your actual shower, and we did do that. We used to keep one of these in the bathtub. And it came with little like stampers that you could put like the ink in, and it was supposed to be like bubble soap and stampers. Mom hated it. It stained things because it was like dark blue. But then I got a second one at Toys R Us because we really loved the Barbie shower. This was one of our like first showers, and I just liked it so much, and I had a Kelly accessory set that came with it, so that's why we have two, and we always used two. One was in Colleen's doll's bedroom and the other was in like the main bathroom.
These are the color variations of the accessories. Each shower did not come with this many, but we loved this makeup. It's super pretty and very, very detailed.
Then we have the all-around home bathroom playset. This is really gutted because I got this at the flea market when I was maybe 12 years old. This guy used to let us take bags of doll stuff out of a big container for $5, and I managed to cram this in one of those bags. There's also another playset you'll see in a minute. So it is missing things, but it's cool because you could like flip the sink over and use it just as like a little spot for towels. It opens and it can connect to other playsets. You can.
I just want to say I do have the tub to this. I united them together later on, but I must have forgotten and not seen the tub when I went to set this up, so I apologize for that.
This is a Bath to Beauty bathroom. We got this in 2014 at the flea market. It was in the Fashionistas bin we got that year. There was a lot of furniture in there, and it was really nice. A lot of it was complete, and I love the toilet. We always loved doll toilets. This is actually, I think, only my only other toilet that's like separate from a house. And it has this really cool like toilet paper roll, so realistic. And then this mirror can like fold up and fold down so your doll can have a tray for the bath. It's actually a really cool idea. And then this is the Fairytopia Mermaidia Bubble Vanity. It's seen better days because we got this at a charity yard sale on Memorial Day weekend 2014. We got several huge boxes of doll stuff. The people had finished the yard sale and they had everything out for free pretty much. Colleen and I drove by to go to the dump, and we ended up seeing the cruise ship, which you'll see in a few minutes. And there was a bunch of like dolls and play sets. We didn't take all of it, and we ended up donating money to the yard sale anyways, but it's still really cool to use like with my Little Mermaid dolls. It's in my Story Little Mermaid photo on Flickr. Then we have the Cool Lookz Salon. So this was marketed with the trendy bendy dolls. I was obsessed with these dolls growing up. I remember wanting them so badly, and especially the Salon because I was all about hair gimmicks. So the cool thing about this Salon is we actually got it for free. I want to say it was in 2016. These people at the flea market had a box of random playset pieces, and Colleen and I were looking through it, and the woman said, "Oh, if I take this home, my husband will be upset, so you can have it for free." And she didn't realize how much stuff was actually complete. I got my Kelly Playland from there and everything. It was really awesome. This isn't complete, but there were pieces that were still like sealed in their original packaging, which is cool. Then this is the Chic shoe store playset. This was, I want to say, something Colleen got at Big Lots back in the day. We used it all the time. Sometimes just for like shelves in the doll's room. I love the realistic chair. This has been in a lot of photos too. There's several different variants, that like different color variants and stuff from different years. More info on my Flickr. But we loved that, and it came with a lot of skipper size shoes too, which I think is the reason Colleen wanted to buy it. Then this is the Fashionistas Ultimate Closet. I also got this in the 2014 Fashionistas bin. It's really handy. I love how it opens up and you can hang clothes. It's beautiful and it's really nice quality. And Colleen and I have used this a lot in photos too. In our My Story Kidcore Katie photo, this is there.
So obviously I'm missing a lot of pieces, but I was really glad to find 2 of the outfits and some of the shoes and purses in the same bin.
There's a lot of different playsets that use this mold. I think there's even one from like 2005 or 2006. I have this part that goes to that one, it's yellow. So Miss Tell really liked to recycle this mold. But I had several of these. So the one here I got for Christmas in 2003. Or 2004 from my Auntie Kim and Uncle Ray, who were my mom's best friends. They got us a bunch of Barbie play sets and some Barbies that year. I'm assuming they got them like at places like Ocean State Job Lot that used to have really cheap Barbie play sets. But my first one I got actually with a Zoo Babies play set and the all-around home bathroom. It was just in that big bin at the flea market, and I managed to group all the pieces together. So it came with some really cute dogs and medical supplies. I never really used it as a vet center. I used to just kind of use it as counter space, and these little rolling carts are really handy. This is another mold that's pretty old.
As I said, we loved using the medicine and stuff that came with this set. Colleen always liked to make her Becky doll sick, so she especially loved these pieces.
And this is the Zoo Babies playset, which I just told you where I got it from. I'm not really sure why I grabbed it, as it was such a weird kind of playset, but I did used to use it in my Kelly doll's like bedroom and like Chrissy doll's bedroom as part of their nursery, because it had like this nice like changing table area and like shelf space for things. This is the Stylin Pup playset. I specifically remember buying this at KB Toys. My dad got it for me one weekend, and it was one of the kind of first playsets I got after my mom passed away. And I really, really loved it, and I actually had one of the Barbies that went to this, actually 2 of the Barbies, the brunette and the African American. It's really, it has some really cute pieces, but it's kind of cheaply made, so it wasn't as nice as my So Much To Do playset that I had growing up, which had a lot of cardboard too, but the plastic itself was a lot higher quality. I noticed things from the early 2000s tend to have like less cardboard, but they're cheaper plastic, but it's really cute nonetheless.
I love the cat and dog food. That's what I played with the most, and this beagle dog is recycled many times in other playsets. The cat kind of reminds me of ours, Andy.
This is the afternoon snack playset from the All Around Home. One of my favorite things ever, and this was one of the playsets that our Auntie Kim and Uncle Ray got us for Christmas. And it is so cool. I played with it all the time. I always found a way to work it into our doll setups. It has like this little rotating thing, and it has counter space, and then the cool thing was we could have a room on the reverse side and use the shelves for it. It came with really cool snack food too.
It may be a humble number of accessories, but we played with these so much. I especially loved the coffee pot and the Capri Suns.
Then we have the Living in Style Kitchen playset. Again, this mold was used quite a few times. I used to call this Heidi's Kitchen. I got this in 2003. And it was one of my most played with kitchens by far. I have a lot of doll kitchens, but this was one of my favorites. I love the size of the fridge because you can see it doesn't have a separate freezer. It just has all of these long shelves, which were really handy for sticking food in. And it's got this cute little stove, a dishwasher. These things were great for holding silverware. I still adore this thing so much.
I love the branded food, especially the Kraft mac and cheese. That was my favorite, but I also use the spaghetti plates, the jello, and the pots and pans. This was all so much fun to play with.
Then we have the Glam Kitchen. I got this in the Laguna bin of 2013 at the local flea market. So it was in a bin with a bunch of moldy dolls and bug-infested things, but it's really cool. I haven't used it as much as I'd like because I kind of forget it's there as I have so many kitchens, but it has a lot of opening cabinets and like the refrigerator. It's really cute and compact. It would be great for like a doll apartment. And I have two Treats to TV refrigerators. As you can see, I only have one out. But my first I got with this Glam Kitchen in the Laguna bin, and my second I got in the Fashionistas bin. And this is the coolest Barbie fridge of all time. It is enormous. It's really, really well made, and you can spin the TV around so that you can have this like ice cream thing on the outside. It's such a neat concept, and I love how it's like see-through. Colleen uses this a lot in photos.
I love how there's lots of condiments to put on the ice cream. The egg carton style is very unique, used a lot in later years, but unique to me. Can we just say Barbie must have a lot of cavities from all these sweets?
This is the Pajama Fun Skipper bedroom. They also had a version marketed for Barbie. I'm sorry I didn't pull the bedding out in the chair cover. I forgot to before I started filming. Oops. But I'll put a picture in of what it's supposed to look like. Obviously, Colleen got this because it was marketed for Skipper, and this was what she used as her Skipper bedroom. You can see she even put some of the tattoos from the teen Skipper dolls on it. And this is the futon that can fold out into a bed. It's really nice, and we use it a lot. The plastic is kind of on the flimsier side, but it has held up to the test of time despite being very loved.
This set really didn't come with much in the accessory department, but I always loved the lava lamp because my dad had a real one that he gave me when I was a teenager. Colleen didn't put the stickers on the CDs or the TV. That's why they look kind of bare, and I love the remote.
Then we have the Living in Style bedroom. I remember picking this out and the Living in Style living room for Christmas 2002 for Colleen. I thought she could use it for her Skipper dolls. Really, her Skipper dolls didn't use it. We kind of just used it as a generic bedroom. It has this really cool vanity. That's definitely my favorite piece. And the drawer opens. And the wardrobe is a really cool idea. It does open, but it falls over. That's why I'm not attempting to open it now. Every time you open it, it falls down. And I really don't know why Colleen put these stickers there, but oh well. This bed is really nice. It's really heavy. She used this as Becky's bed a lot when we played.
Compared to some of the other sets in the series, this bedroom didn't come with as many pieces, but I always loved the alarm clock and the flowers.
Then we have a similar looking playset. This is the 2003 Decor collection. So you can see it's like the same mold but simplified. The wardrobe did not come with the two additional things. I personally like the colors of this a lot better. It's just brighter and louder, and the stickers are on the right spot. We got this from the 2015 Free Friday Finds bin. It was this big lot of doll stuff that our neighbors put outside for free outside their house that spring, and I got most of my vintage strawberry shortcake dolls from those people. But they also had mid-2000s Barbie stuff, and this is really awesome. It even came with a shirt for Barbie.
While this did come with some of the same accessories as the Living in Style bedroom, this had a shirt and actual fabric bedding that the original one lacked, so I prefer these.
Is the Dream bedroom, the Color Your World Pink Dream bedroom. I got this in the $5 bin bonanza of 2017. You guys would have seen that haul. This was basically a $5 bin with, oh my gosh, how many dolls? Like 70 or something. They all stank like cigarettes, but this is really cool, and I do have the bedding. I'll put a picture of what it looks like with the bedding. The TV stand's really neat looking. It's super flimsy, and you can see it's cockeyed. This is the Living in Style living room. As I said, I picked this out for Colleen in 2002. This was our very first Barbie living room, if I'm not mistaken, and I want to say that was our very first Barbie bedroom. We surprisingly didn't have a lot of living room and bedroom stuff for a while. The bedroom is supposed to have the same lamp, but I only have one lampshade between the two. So on Flickr, they're both pictured with lamps, but that's because I borrowed the lampshade. My favorite piece was always this coffee table because it had this drawer and it was really, I don't know, modern, and I loved this clear top. And the entertainment center was really cool too. It's so big. I used to love decorating it with candles and flowers. This is unfortunately broken. I remember this broke really early on because it's kind of cheap, but I always think of it as kind of like our Ken doll living room.
So a secret, this sticker on the TV isn't actually a sticker, it's a printout because Colleen threw the original sticker out, so I found it online and printed it. And I always loved the flowers and vases and the chips that came with the set and the books. It was fun to decorate with.
And then this right here is the girls' night in living room. I got this with the Fashionistas bin of 2014. It's just a really simple couch, but it came with some accessories, and it's really like heavy and good quality. So for the newer playsets, they might have come with less pieces, but I just find the plastics a lot nicer, and I love the style of it. It would be great for like a doll break room and things, or in a doll bedroom. And then this is the My House Armoire desk set. I believe we got this in the Laguna bin of 2013 as well, and the reason why I think that's where we got it from is because I remember it was moldy and there was like mold and stuff in that bin. It's not in the best shape. It's missing its chair, but it's so cool. I love it. It's really heavy. It stands up well on its own, and it's got all these cool shelves. Colleen and I would have loved having this for our dolls when we were kids because we could have like set it up as the computer desk. That's kind of what it reminds me of, our computer desk we had growing up. So this is the Swan Lake Enchanted Forest playset. I used to want this when I was a kid because I really loved the Enchanted, the Swan Lake line, but I never ended up getting it. But it's so cool, and I'm so glad I found it at the flea market in the 2014 Kelly bin. It was one of the several playsets we got with the Kelly dolls. But I already had some of these chairs. There's color variations with like green bases. I got my extra chairs from a bin of McDonald's toys where I found some of my Bratz Head Games heads back in probably 2012. But it's really well made and we use it all the time. It's in quite a few photos. This is one of the most notorious playsets in our collection, and she has seen better days. This is the Route 66 Camping Fun playset. I got this for my 9th birthday. The story behind this was that year for my birthday, I didn't really have a lot of things I specifically wanted. I just knew I wanted to get my Addie doll, my American Girl Addie doll, her meat accessory, so that's all I asked for. And when my birthday came and that was all I got, I was really bummed out. I know, it was so bratty, and I remember like crying about it because I always liked it when my mom picked out little surprises for me. So my dad and my sister Colleen ended up going out to the store, and they picked me out this camping set and also the Quest for Camelot VHS, and I was so excited because I just loved doll play sets, and it was such a cool thing. It came with the most awesome food. We played with it all the time. I mean, we played with it so much that this bench is actually broken, and it's been in so many photos. We had so many fun games with this set. We especially used the table and the logs. But yeah, it's just a funny story. I know it was totally bratty, but I really love and appreciate this set, and it got tons and tons of play.
As a kid, it felt like this playset came with so much, especially because there were quite a few dishes, but we always loved the Lay's potato chips, the board game, and the cooler most of all, plus the food that you could grill, like the hot dogs and hamburgers.
Then this is all we have of the Coleman Camping Fun playset. I included this. Normally I wouldn't bother because it's just like a table and chairs, but Colleen uses this all the time in photos. This is often used as like a lab table with our Monster High dolls. I believe I got this in the Kelly bin of 2014 too, with my Enchanted Forest and some other play sets. We have a lot of the food that goes with it. It's a similar idea to this, but it's all like Coleman branded stuff, which is really awesome.
As you can see, a lot of these accessories have little Coleman stickers on them, which I always loved the realism of that. We would have loved playing with this stuff as kids. The only downside is that the food is stuck to the plates. We always liked the option to take the food off.
Then, Pooh Bear, is this for you? This is not your video. Go on. No. So this is the cascading pool playset, cascading water pool. Obviously it's very bent because from being stored for many years. This was a gift that my Auntie Kim and Uncle Ray picked us out with all of those other like really inexpensive play sets for Christmas one year. Oh my god. By that point we had quite a few pools, but we did use this. We liked that it had this slide and this really pretty deck. Then Pooh Bear, come on. Find somewhere else to go. Okay, this is the Waterfall Fantasy pool. This is one of my favorites. It was marketed with the Rio de Janeiro line, which is one of me and Colling's personal favorite Barbie beach lines of all time. It's gorgeous. Colling's used this rock thing in the background of photos on many occasions because it's so pretty. I want to say she bought this for herself at Walmart when we were kids. We also have the corresponding little Jeep thing. I'll show you in a minute.
So this pool did come with a few accessories, as you can see here. I totally forgot that these came with this pool until I was doing research for my Flickr guide some years ago. And this is the waterfall thing in action. As you can see, you can get creative with certain playset pieces. I love what Colleen did here with the fabric flowers in the top of the waterfall.
This is the beach fun pool. And mine is like missing some things. Oliver, I got this at the Memorial Day yard sale where we got Pooh Bear. Where we got some of our other stuff I showed earlier. I didn't realize that like all of these pieces went to it until I was trying to identify the pool. It's really nice. Like I said, the pools are kind of a little bit wrinkled from being compacted. Okay. Oliver, come on. This is the We Three Friends pool play set. I got this with my Splash 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 We Three Friends at Target when I was a kid. It was probably one of the later Barbie play sets that I got growing up, and this was honestly the reason I wanted the dolls in the first place, because this set is just so cool. All of it stores in this container really nicely, and it's very well made, simple but well made, and it came with the coolest food. All the accessories were really nice too.
Exhibit A, all of the fabulous accessories. I love the food most of all, as I said before, but it also came with some fun like pool decor that's great to use in photos, and I love the different like fish and starfish.
So then this is the Vespa. We have two of these. It does have mirrors. I just have them put away in a little tackle box so they don't get lost. But Colleen and I each got one for Christmas one year, and our Auntie Kim, not the same Auntie Kim and Uncle Ray, but our Auntie Kim and Uncle David, they got us these Vespas, and I used to use them on Mary Kate and Ashley all the time because they reminded me of the things they drove around and went in Rome. And they used to have Mary Kate and Ashley written all over them in Sharpie, but I managed to remove it. This is the Ride With Me bike. So this is basically supposed to clip onto your bike so Barbie can like ride along with you. I got this recently. This was part of the Sweet Sunday Surprises lot. You guys may have seen that transformation video and that haul video, but it was a bunch of free stuff that our neighbors put out down the street that one of Colleen's friends saw and let us know about. It's really cute. I like the design of it. I would have totally wanted something like this growing up. Then this right here is the Princess and the Pauper Royal Carriage. My horses have haircuts. They're not in the best shape, but they go with this carriage. And I love the Princess and the Pauper line. It was also one of my favorite princess lines as a kid. We got this and the horses in this like bin of doll stuff that we mostly bought for clothes. It had mostly clothes. I want to say it was in 2014. It had one of my Rapunzel dolls in it. It's really nice. I'm missing the harnesses, but that's okay. This is the Beach Cruiser. I believe that we got this for Colleen for Christmas 2002. I could be wrong. It's one of these two. This is the Beach Blast 4x4 vehicle. So this one's marketed for the Palm Beach line, and this one's marketed with the Rio de Janeiro line. This one's missing its windshield. They didn't really get played with all that much. Okay, this is getting to be too much, Oliver. Because we weren't really that into like Barbie vehicles unless they were like SUVs to fit the family, but they are really cute nonetheless. And like I said, Colleen picked one out for herself and we picked out the other.
The Beach Blast 4x4 came with these accessories, not much, but it's really cool that it came with anything at all. You don't see that too often with Barbie vehicles.
And then this is the pop-up picnic SUV. You can see it has a little picnic thing in the back that pops out. We got this at the Memorial Day yard sale bin as well. There was a lot of play sets, and I was originally going to leave this behind because I try not to buy too many doll vehicles, but Colleen saw it and grabbed it anyways. So this is the 2005 Barbie Volkswagen. There are many, many versions of the Volkswagen. It all boils down to like small details like the license plate and certain coloring. So this bad boy is missing one of its doors, but this is special because my dad's best friend Jimmy, he picks up trash for a living, and he found this by someone's trash can and he saved it for me and Colleen. There was actually clothes in the trunk here. There was a Shaving Fun Ken shirt and a Snow White dress. So it's really special even though it's got no door. And then this is a very similar looking thing. This is the 2009 Kohl's exclusive Volkswagen New Beetle. This was also part of a Sweet Sunday Surprises bin, and you can see it's really discolored, but based on its coloring and like the flower and all of that stuff, this was the one marketed just for Kohl's that came with a Barbie doll. It's really neat. I used to want the original Beetles when they first came out for Barbie in, I think, 2000. And then this is the Glam Auto. I have the Barbie that goes with it, but I did not get them together, strangely. I actually got this like a few weeks later. So our family member Ray works at the town transfer station, and he found this with two Barbie dolls, our Brad and Jen dolls, a Fashionistas Ken and Barbie. I'm sure you guys have seen the transformation. It was called a heroic rescue. Yeah, they were sitting in this, and he literally had to use a hook to extract it from the huge dumpster. And it's pretty much like brand new. It has a seat belt. It's in a lot nicer shape than any of the other vehicles really from this time frame that we have. So this is the hot tub party bus. I will insert pictures of what these converting vehicles and houses look like all compact. So this is really cool. Colleen and I found this at the flea market in 2016. It was actually the day we found my American Girl doll named Maya, number 41, at the flea market. And I remember we filmed a video, but we never ended up uploading it for whatever reason. So we got this the same day. It doesn't have a lot of its pieces, but it's still really cool because you can see it can convert. So this can be a bed, or you can make it a TV area. The chairs swivel. And this futon also folds out into a bed, but mine is missing some pieces, so that's why it's not like that. It has a lot of storage for one of these kinds of vehicles. I like how a lot of these things open, and it has a pretty spacious fridge considering. And it's got a bathroom. Doll bathrooms were always one of me and Colleen's favorite features, and a lot of the play sets we grew up with didn't have them. And then this is supposed to be the hot tub, but as you can see, it is missing the lining. But we got it for really cheap, so I don't mind. I just love it, and we have used it in photos before. It was featured in my How I Clean Playsets video. Oliver! So then this is one of my personal favorites. Cats are going wild, right, Andy? This is the Jam and Glam tour bus. I wanted this the moment I saw the commercials. I think in part it was because I wanted the dolls, and then the playset made me want the dolls even more. Then I had a friend from school come over with all of her doll stuff, and she had this, and it made me fall in love with it even more. It was the same girl that brought over her Express It Yasmin doll that made me fall in love with Bratz. So Likewise, this also will flip out so you can make it into a couch. The seat belts are strapped in, so I can't do it right now. But it's really cute. I put a lot of fishy stickers all over mine, and I like how they look, so I never peeled them off, but it doesn't come with those. And it has like cup holders, and that jack is so you can plug in your like iPod. And it has storage. These flip over so you can store things, and obviously it has these stands. It has a little upper dance floor. This is where you would like plug in your device. This was my favorite part. These were the sink area, and it lights up when it's plugged in. And then back here is the closet and bedroom. I used this bed all the time. So Colleen actually got this for my 12th birthday. She knew how badly I wanted it, and it was on sale at KB Toys. I want to say this like originally retailed in like the $60 or $70 range, but I think she got it for $20 or $30, so it was more than half off. It was a really good deal, and it came with some really awesome pieces. I did use this a lot, but mostly as like a bedroom of sorts, not a tour bus.
A lot of these accessories were repackaged with other playsets like the pizza and the popcorn, but that still didn't stop them from being my favorite accessories. Go figure, I love doll food.
This is the Sisters Go Camping camper. This should look familiar if you watch my videos regularly. So this was actually a freebie from our relative Ray, who works at the town transfer station. He got this and this cruise ship, which we'll see in a minute. At the town dump, people just throw out the most random things. There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing is even broken. So it has this really cool TV, oops, that you can position depending on where you want your dolls to watch it. And unlike the other play sets that convert, these seats that the dolls drive in can actually pull out all the way, and it folds out into a bed, which you can see on my Flickr. And that's supposed to be another like pool or hot tub, but I'm missing the base. That's the only thing that's really missing. And it also has hammocks, which is super cute. And then the bathroom's my favorite part. It swivels around. Toilets, they're very important. I'm glad Mattel finally started incorporating them. And it has a door that you can open, like little things. A seat, a little kitchenette. I like how functional this kind of playset was. Oh, it even has a microwave that opens. Then this is the 2000 cruise ship. I'll put a picture of what it looks like all folded up now. I have some extra pieces to it. So there's this lawn chair thing, but when you fold it up, you'll see, if you ever wonder what this piece goes to, it's a storage compartment to hold the pool. I was going to blow up the pool, but it wasn't cooperating with me, but we do have it. It has like slides you can pull out, an interchange, a camera thing, and that's where you put like the fake film. This area is really cool. It converts into a lot of things. So we have like the table and chairs, and then this you can flip over for storage. I like how it has cup holders, but then there's different ways you can use this. So you can have it as like the dance floor, the buffet, and then the bunks. I think it's really handy and really awesome. And the story behind this, as I mentioned previously in the video, is that Colleen and I saw this out for free at a charity yard sale in 2014 on our way to the town dump. We always wanted this growing up. I remember the commercials, but it wasn't something we bought because we didn't have a lot of use for it. And we did see it at the flea market one time as kids, but it was a little overpriced and it was missing a lot of stuff, and we ended up getting our second fold in Funhouse that day instead, so we would have had a lot of fun with this. But I think I like this cruise ship just as much. This is the Sisters cruise ship from 2011. It has a lot of similar features, so like I said, our relative Ray found this in the trash. This whole thing pulls out so you can have like a pool, and it's supposed to have a slide, which is really awesome. We would have loved this. And there's a spider in there. We're just gonna let him do his thing. And then this has bunks that fold down. I love how portable the bunks were, and then you have this little area here with the captain's wheel. And it's got all these cute little hanging lanterns and a lot of like flip up tables, and again a TV. Barbie's got to watch TV while she does everything. This table swivels around, and then it has an umbrella. I love the colors of this, and honestly this is a sturdier material than that. This one has more functions, but this one is better quality. And I think the accessories that came with it were a bit cooler. Then we have the Generation Girl International High School. This has been in so many photos. I've had this since I was a kid. I did talk about it before in my Generation Girl collection video. I showed it, but I thought I'd include it again since it's like the lone playset piece in that video. I got this for $10 at the flea market as a kid. I always wanted it because I was obsessed with the Generation Girl line, and we loved doing doll school scenarios. So this person sold it to me, and they told me that it was brand new and complete because it had its original box, but they wouldn't let me or my dad or my mom open it and look. Turns out they lied, and it was very played with. It was missing all the accessories except a salad bowl. But that's okay. We had a lot of fun with it anyways. We mostly used the lockers. I used to put like, each doll had like a designated locker, so like Mary-Kate and Ashley would have a locker, Yasmin would have a locker, Collings Katie doll, Collings Robin, my Jasmine. I even had little books I made for them. And then I really liked the hangout over here in the cafeteria. I was really bummed that we didn't get the cafeteria table. So then this drops down, and this is the dance floor, and then this is supposed to come over. And there's a disco ball, but mine fell off its string, so I store it separately. And it also came with like a microphone that you could plug in, so you could use it as like the intercom or something to do with the school dance. One of my most used playsets, so even though I got overcharged for it, I don't mind. So then we have this Charm School bed and bath. I got this with the 2014 Fashionistas bin. It was just kind of part of the lot. We only paid $10 for all of that stuff. The dolls were really nice, and there was tons of clothes, and the playsets were also really nice. I like using this with my Ever After High dolls. It looks really cute. It has this wardrobe that opens, and then this like folds up nicely for storage, as you can see. And then it has some like flipping features. And then this is my favorite part. There's a vanity, but this flips around to be a bubble bath. There was a similar playset I remember when I was growing up that I always wanted from the 90s. I don't remember the name of it, but this kind of reminds me of that, so I really love it for that reason. Fantasy Tales Enchanted Castle. This playset is so beautiful, and it was one of the very last things I bought as a kid growing up. I remember going to Toys R Us with my dad one day, and they used to have at Toys R Us these big displays in like plastic, and they had this castle all set up with like the Odette dolls and the Princess and the Pauper dolls, because this was marketed as like a general fairy themed castle. I think this mold was recycled a few times, but anyways, I fell in love with it, and even though it didn't have a lot of practical value because I never played with my dolls as princesses, I just had to have it. I wanted it even more than the mall I had out at the time, and I'm really glad I bought it because I did play with it a lot. It was usually a bedroom or like a little apartment. So again, this is one of those things that's really clever. It has a lot of like hidden features. So like this lifts up, and then it opens so you can store things in it. This bookshelf is where this mirror converting into table goes. This opens, and then this pops up. And then this little throne thing folds down into a Kelly-sized bed that I loved. It has this really awesome bird cage, and then this can be either like, you can have it collapse to be a dance floor, or it folds down to a bed, a canopy bed, or you can make it into a bubble bath. And you see here I have the spare birds and like the little rack for the fire in here. And it even has a medicine cabinet. Like, how cool is that? And these birds you can like put into these holes to make as handles, which is really awesome. So there's just so much play value, and it also came with this little dancing mechanism. And then this converts into a table. And I actually have several of these chairs because they always seem to turn up in bins of doll furniture, but it's really cute. And what you do is you connect it here, and then you can pull the cake up, and it's like a feast. And I remember on the Toys R Us display, that's how they had it. They had like dolls sitting at the table. It totally sold me on getting this.
So while the color scheme for these accessories isn't the most exciting, I love how many things it came with. I even got extras by accident when I got mine brand new. It was really weird.
So then we have my favorite Barbie house probably of all time, despite its very tiny compact size. And there's way cooler ones, but this one just means a lot to me sentimentally. This is the Bath and Bubbles house. So my sister and I spent the night at our Auntie Kim and Uncle Ray's house back when I was about 12 years old. And like I said, they were my mom's best friends. We weren't actually related to them. So Dad had given us some spending money that night, and we went to Walmart, and I saw this house. I had never seen it before, and I fell in love. And I remember my aunt gave me a really hard time about getting this house, which kind of spoiled the fun of it. But then she helped us set it up later, which was really nice. You can see she had some trouble. This got warped, and then something actually kind of broke. But it's cool because you can like fold down this table. Fake washing machines over here, and then it does have like a really tiny kitchenette. You can see it's discolored from play. There's a little TV over there, and then this computer desk was my favorite feature, and that's usually how I had it. However, it also folded out into a bed, and it had lots of nice shelf space. But honestly, the reason I was so taken with it was the bathroom. It has this huge bathtub, and you could really make the doll shower. As you can see, there's the shower mechanism, and it has this curtain, and you're probably wondering, well, where's the toilet? It is the coolest toilet of all time. It like flips out, and it's got this adorable seat. I can't tell you how many times Colleen and I used this thing. It also has a smoothie bar and stuff on the reverse side, but I'll include a picture of it because the table tends to fall out. But I adored this. Colleen and I used this so much. We used to use it as like a little apartment or just as like a bathroom area. We just loved the crap out of this house. And it's so simple but well designed. You have to give Mattel props for coming up with clever ways of keeping things compact and convertible.
This house is so beautiful. It really reminds me of the Fold and Fun house from the 90s, but it has a smoothie bar. And these accessories are the most fun colors, bright pink and green. It came with really awesome things like a mouse pad and a trash can and a phone and all kinds of dishes, as well as this awesome toaster that's probably my favorite I own.
And then this is the 2007 My House, which I've shown on my channel before because I got it at the Salvation Army, so it's in one of my hauls from 2017. I think it was only like $2, and that's why we bought it. But it's really awesome. I loved the big windows and the open layout. Colleen and I always loved open layouts when it came to play sets because we liked to add other things. We very rarely played with one play set the way it was intended to be. So this is the kitchen, and the fridge does open, but not the freezer. The oven opens, and then you can see it like flips around. So you can move these panels wherever you want, and it kind of reminds me of my 60s Barbie's new Dreamhouse house, only not out of cardboard, because you can see it also has this panel that does the same. It came with a bathroom and a washer and dryer. That's the coolest thing. I love Barbie houses that have realism, so toilets and washing machines, because I was all into making my dolls do that stuff. And then this is like the reverse side, so I don't have much for the furniture, but there's plenty you can do with this, and it has a front door. Front doors also were totally my jam. The realism. So this is my PJ Kids Barbie house. I will insert a picture of what it looks like without the brats in it. I got this for my 20th birthday at the flea market. My dad and I and Colleen actually made a special trip just to get this because I needed more display space, and it was such a nice house. So my brats have lived in it most of the time I've had it, and it has little drawers at the bottom here. Honestly, they get stuck a lot, so I don't really keep much in here, but it's supposed to have a Barbie sign and some panels that come down the front. I do have those, but I've never used them because obviously I've kept my dolls in them. But I love this house, and it works really well for a doll display. It looks really cute, and it wasn't all that hard to put together. So this is the the Talking Townhouse. I have shown this on my channel before because it was featured in one of my haul videos. We got it at the flea market. It still had its box, so we thought it was new, and we were told that it was a birthday gift that the little girl never used because her family moved. It was missing a lot of stuff. It did have quite a few accessories though, so I'm not complaining. And I actually wanted this when I was a kid. For my 12th birthday, my dad took me to Toys R Us to pick out like a big Barbie playset, and I almost got this, but instead I got the Grand Hotel over there. So I really love this. It's got an opening front door. It has a TV. It has a kitchen with some opening features. It has this cute little table. Obviously it has the bathroom, no toilet, but it has this cute shower and the bed. It's really compact, but I love it nonetheless, and I actually united it with these chairs and that table. I already had them. I just got them in a bin of random stuff, so that all worked out. I'm really glad I got this. It's just super cute, and I love the outside of it too.
Sometimes the outside of houses are just as much fun to play with as the inside. This photographs beautifully, and these are some of the pieces. Some I got with the house, some I already had from other lots. You can see there's actually a color variation of the spoons shown here.
So this is the Grand Hotel, which, as I said, I got this for my 12th birthday. And at first I was leaning more towards the house because I thought it had more practical value, but then I figured I could use this hotel for whatever I wanted, and most of the time it wasn't a hotel, most of the time it was a house. And I remember the first doll I ever played with in this was my second-hand Cool Times Barbie named Allison. She had a pixie cut at the time, and I felt so bad about her pixie haircut that I thought I would make it up to her and let her have a go in the new hotel. It had really cool room service features. I don't have batteries in any of these right now, and honestly, they had batteries in them for so long when I was a kid that I'm not sure they even still work if there's like damage, but it would ask you like, oh, would you like mac and cheese with ketchup? You could pick all kinds of crazy combinations. So you can see it's got like the little cart, the check-in area, the little register. This was the salon. Then this is one of the bedrooms. I love this little nook here. There was a door that actually opened between the two. And then this TV and shelf you could flip around. There's also an opening cabinet. And it all folds up nicely. This is actually the same mold used for the High School Musical High School, which I also have. And then there's the elevator, which we loved because our Becky doll could use it. Oh, I never even noticed before that there are little hooks for the waist, so the dolls don't move when you bring them up and down the elevator. Good to know. And then this is the other bedroom, which has the bathtub, but you can fold it down, so it's just got a bed. And you can see I put stickers on this. These actually came with my Flavors doll I had growing up, and the cabinet does indeed open. And a lot of times what we would do is we would pull this door back and make it into like one big room. And then down here I would always set it up as some kind of living room. And then this is the terrace cafe. I love this table. It's nice and big, and Becky's wheelchair fit under there quite nicely. And it has French doors that open. So it was a very versatile playset despite being marketed as a hotel.
So my hotel has discolored with age, which isn't surprising because we played with it so much, but I still have all the accessories if I'm not mistaken. It's kind of disappointing that it came with paper food and not real food because the room service was our favorite thing to play with, obviously, but it did come with quite a few things. Love the little credit card, don't know how I didn't lose it.
And then this is the 2013 Dreamhouse, which you guys would have seen recently. It was on my Sweet Sunday Surprises haul and transformation. This was a freebie. Actually, the next two things were freebies. And I know you might be thinking, wow, that's crazy. People put out big doll houses for free. It actually happens more often than you think because these are very bulky, and it's easier for like parents when they're cleaning out their garages or they're moving or whatever just to put it out for free. Around here that happens a lot, not usually with like doll stuff, but you'll see bikes and furniture. Because I live in a rural area, so there's a lot of like space in front of trees and stuff to put things. So I love it. This is marketed with the Life in the Dreamhouse dolls. And I do remember when this came out, I thought it was really awesome. Patio area and then the living room, and You can choose what's on the TV. And it has all these little like peg areas, so you can put some of the accessories. So there's like a planter that you can put there, which is really nice, so when you're playing with it, the pieces don't fall. And then it does have this elevator that you pull up using this rope, which I think that's really cool. And then this is the closet. This is obviously such a Barbie thing to have. It has a dumbwaiter for clothes, which has this thing to pull it up. And it has lots of space to hang things. And then this vanity, you can move the mirror down. It's discolored, I will say. This is did not age well. And people ask all the time about like yellowing play sets or dolls. It's just a reaction that happens with plastic with age. Sometimes it's from UV damage, sometimes it just happens arbitrarily. And I mean, some people have success removing it using like stain removal treatments, but I haven't had success with it. So if it's a really big issue on a playset, you can always paint the pieces back to the right color. And then this is the bathroom. This is the nicest bathroom, I would say, of all of the like house kind of things I have, because it has a toilet and the room itself is really spacious, and it's got this big shower. And you can see this is where the dumbwaiter goes through. Then it has all of these like big areas between the rooms, and you can actually squinch the house together if you want it to be like more perpendicular and not curved. I can insert a picture of that. And this is the bedroom, and there's another bed underneath this one if you want to have two dolls sleeping in here. And then we have the dining room area, and it has a little flipping table thing, which is cool, and a big window. And then there's these big doors, and that's just the elevator. I actually found one of the knives that came with this under the elevator when I was cleaning it, which was really exciting. And then we have the kitchen, which is awesome. So this one doesn't open, but this does. And again, it has pegs in here to hold all of the food that you want to put in there, which is really nice. And it's got a lot of shelf space. It's got opening cabinets for storage. This is a dishwasher. I just think it's really nice when cabinets and things on doll houses actually open and work.
We got really lucky that so many of these accessories were part of the same lot. As you can see, they weren't shabby and cheap when it came to how many things you got, and the pieces are good quality. The pegs can kind of be annoying because they make it so the pieces can't lay flat.
And then last but not least, we have the 2006 Dreamhouse, which I can't tell you how many times on Flickr I have been pestered about this. People always asking me if it's for sale. So even though I have a novel written about it and how much I love it, but that's just the name of the game, right? So we got this for free too. So this was from the Free Friday Finds bin of 2015, where I got most of my vintage strawberry shortcakes from. This was the first time one of our neighbors put doll stuff out for free. I went to go pick Colleen up at work, and I saw what looked like a Barbie house, but I thought, no, it can't be. That's wishful thinking. Then when I came back home with Colleen, she decided to walk over, and she came running down the driveway with a box of stuff, screaming that we had to go and get the stuff. And I actually have a picture on my Flickr of that.
Holy free doll stuff, Batman. Yeah, we got all of this from our neighbors. I'm thinking the strawberry shortcakes were the parents and the other stuff was the kids. I don't know, it was a weird mix.
So it has the third story. Honestly, this third story is a lot more practical. This one's super rickety, and I wouldn't really trust putting dolls up here. So Colleen and I agreed that if we were going to play with it, we would like pull it off and use it as like a separate room down below, because you really can't do much in this narrow area, but it's a cool concept, and I do like how the doors open and there's like staircases, but I would have used this as a little patio area. I love the winding staircase. It's always cool when Mattel considers how dolls are supposed to get up to the like second floor. A lot of the older houses didn't have that. So we have like this really cool beanbag chair, a vanity, the bed, and it's supposed to have a canopy. I just have it bagged up right now. Then the bathroom, which does have a toilet, and it even has a laundry hamper, which I love. And it's like a laundry chute, which leads down to the washing machine, which this is a cool thing that the other house doesn't have. I like the kitchen area better too, because it just looks so much more realistic. I like the colors of this house better because it's like lighter and more airy and more realistic looking. But yeah, this has a lot of battery operated features too. And you can like put clothes in here and it's supposed to spin. It also has fridge space, but the freezer part doesn't open. I don't know why. And then we have living room. These big beautiful doors. It's really great. I love this house a lot and I feel really lucky that we got it for free. And we did get a lot of the accessories to both of the big dream houses.
This came with really cool stuff. My favorite thing, the laundry basket. My dolls always have to clean, and this is the perfect thing for that.
Hey guys, so thanks so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. Like I said in the beginning, feel free to check out my Flickr for additional information and photos. And until next time, love your dolls, love yourself, and love your life.